I got to kick this thing off. Can I kick it off? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ladies and gentlemen, listen.
Yo, what's good, everybody? You are now listening to another episode of the Man Listen Show. But before we get started, let's hear a few words from our sponsors.
DD's Daiquiris is your #1 supplier of premium daiquiri mixes. You will love the taste of our classic margarita and signature strawberry mixes. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at DD's Daiquiris. DD is spelled DEEDEE. You can also find us at www.dd'sdaiquiris.com. DD's Daiquiris, giving good vibes to good people, one good drink at a time.
Please buy the new book by Arika Nicole Moore, Diabolical Tales of Woe. Diabolical Tales of Woe is a thrilling collection of short horror stories that leave you in an excited trepidation to see what will happen next. Prepare to face one horrific encounter after the next in this captivating novel. You can find this book on Amazon in the Kindle and paperback version. That is Diabolical Tales of Woe by Arika Nicole Moore.
More Grace Counseling and Mediation Services offers individual and relationship counseling as well as mediation services to the community. At More Grace, healthy partnerships are valuable and beneficial. Please visit the website www.moregracecounseling.com for more information about our approach to counseling. More Grace Counseling and Mediation Services, where we offer more grace and more healing.
Conversate with Us Radio presents the Man Listen Show. We are the blackest radio show on the internet. We bring you our opinion on topics that affect the Black community in an effort to enlighten, enrich, and empower every brother and sister that falls under the sound of our voice. We operate on a no-hating frequency, so be prepared for us to keep it 100% real and 100% Black all the time. Please follow the show on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Man Listen Show. You can also subscribe to the show on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, basically anywhere you can find your podcast. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and tell everybody about the blackest radio show on the internet, the Man Listen Show. I'm your host, Mark B. Let's bring the crew in. Rika's like, what's up? All right, so our girl Sha'Carri, man, she came back off suspension. She was at the Prefontaine race. The Prefontaine's up in Oregon or Washington, Lab. I think it's Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon. And it was her against the Jamaican sprinters and everybody else, and she didn't do good. Actually, she came in last. And a lot of people had a lot to say about that. I didn't watch the race. I didn't see it. I didn't want to see her, go out like that. I saw little clips of it. Some people said that, she kind of, gave up on the race when she saw that she wasn't going to win. We don't know if that's true or not, but a lot was said about her and, sort of the trash she was talking during the Olympics about, her not being present. And then when she got an opportunity to race against the gold, silver, and bronze medalists, she didn't do too hot. So the question came up, were people being too hard on her? A lot of us was like, listen, she's a young woman. She's going through a lot. Let's cut her some slack. But other people said, listen, she's an athlete. Just like other athletes, when they mess up, we criticize them. Why can't we criticize her? So we're going to talk about that today and some other stuff as well. But do you think the criticism against Sha'Carri was fair or was it foul, considering she is a young Black woman? What do you think?
Me personally, I think it's foul. Not necessarily because criticism is not appropriate when we're talking about our athletes. It's the way that they did the criticism. I think that it's like too often we're so excited about the failure and the downfall of the people that we put up on a pedestal. Like we put these young people up on a pedestal and it's like, ooh, she smoked weed, knock her off the pedestal, she's done. And then, oh, now she can't, win against these Jamaican sprinters, she's done. And I just think it's just unnecessary. So there's so many things that we could highlight that maybe she should have prepared better. Maybe she should have been, more aware of whether or not she was ready to come back to racing, because I mean she lost her mom. I've been flipping out for the past couple of weeks because it's about to be the 1 year anniversary of my dad dying, and this child is just, a couple months in. So I don't even know if we are really fully assessing the struggle that she's going through. And so I think that it's foul. But just because I think that we're too excited to cancel people, to criticize people, and to go hard on people for no reason. But that's why I think it's foul.
So I think it's foul as well, and not like you said, not because we can't criticize an athlete. I mean, people criticize, people that are great all the time when it comes to sports. But I agree. It's just like we're just too excited in America just to see people fail. And it's like, I mean, the way Twitter blew up, like making fun of her with all the jokes and stuff, it's almost like they were just waiting and hoping that she lost, and they were just sitting back ready. I don't understand that. Like, I feel like Black Americans are harder on each other when it comes to anything like that. Like, anytime any of us have any type of misfortune, here comes everybody else, with all the jokes and the memes and stuff like that. So, yeah, she lost. I mean, it's a competition. But I mean, somebody's going to win and lose. And like the people that were like making fun of her for winning, like, I mean, she took last, but I don't know how many people were in the race. I watched it, but I don't even remember just because I'm not, I don't run track or anything like that. But I don't know if there's 9. Okay, so she took 9th, but how many? So she's was the 9th slowest in that race. How many more people was she faster than the entire world? It's just like I don't know, and I feel like she. Oh yeah, me too. But I feel like we're harder on certain people, and I think especially Black women. Like, I know LeBron, like I said, is the brunt of a lot of jokes. People are like, oh, he can't finish, he doesn't have the heart, and this and that. But very few people attack his ability to play the game because they do know he is great. Jordan, Kobe, and everyone else. But when it comes to Sha'Carri, I feel like they were more attacking her personal life and making jokes and making fun of her. So I just thought, I mean, you know me. I don't feel anybody gets a pass. Like, I don't feel like there's nobody that we cannot make fun of. But to me, it's a difference. There was a difference. So I ain't like it.
Yeah, I think when you blur the lines and start talking about personal life and stuff like that, then that's when you cross the line. But if, to me, a meme about her coming in last or something, I don't think that crosses the line. Because it is a competition, and if you talk Cash Money and that day, they not only did she talk it, but Nike built a whole campaign around. They had special commercials and stuff. So the anticipation was such that everybody was excited, and people were, in my opinion, ready to back her and be like, yeah, that's our girl, show them what you got. And then it was like a letdown. And I think one way or the other, I mean, everybody loses races. I mean, except for Usain Bolt, but every other track star has lost a race, has come, maybe not come in last, but I mean, it's part of the sport, so, but when you start, going into that's what you get and all that kind of stuff, you shouldn't have been smoking weed or what, that kind of is. I mean, she could have not smoked weed and the result would have been the same. Athletes, the thing that makes them so great is, they're already great. But I heard somebody say this is they have to be at their best when they're at their worst. And none of us really necessarily know how that feels. When you're scheduled to run a race at this particular time, it doesn't matter that your mom died. It doesn't matter. So you have to perform. That's your livelihood. It's not a team sport. Jordan had the flu game. He was hanging on Scotty when he was walking off. Track is a individual sport.
Food
You the only
poisoning.
one you
Remember,
whatever.
We found out later it was food poisoning.
Yeah, the pizza, whatever. But so it's a different dynamic to that. So sometimes I think that those athletes do go out there, and they're not going to say it publicly, but I'm pretty sure she knew she probably wasn't in the right physical condition, because it doesn't look like, I mean, she might have lost to the Jamaicans, but she wasn't losing to some of them other women that was in that race if she was in her shape that she normally is in. There's no way you can convince me of that.
Well, I mean, let's keep it real. When you look at the times, if she had went to Tokyo and competed, she'd have had a hard time beating them in Tokyo.
Right.
She was talking trash as she should, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You have to.
Is that, are you basing it off of this most recent time, or are you talking about her?
Basing it off her times versus their times. They ain't
qualified for Tokyo.
Yeah.
The
Thompson Hurrah girl is just
they ain't no joke. It wasn't no guarantee she was gonna beat them, especially, you know, the couple races that I watched. She is a slow starter. Now her top end speed is off the chain, but when you racing against some folks who was killers, it's gonna be hard to hawk them down.
Yeah,
so, they weren't gonna be guaranteed that she's gonna beat them anyway. She probably would, but no guarantee.
I get it, but I'm like Lav. I thought she'd at least came in maybe third, fourth, maybe not beat Elaine, and I don't know who the other the second one.
It's possible, but the other thing too, she was out at least 30 days.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
You come back against some killers who have been running.
Yeah,
and you coming back your first race. Yeah, it sounds good. It sounds good. I'm gonna come in and do what I got to do, but it don't always work that way.
Right.
So she probably wasn't training either. I mean, I know she showed like a great face to the world, like, oh, it's fine, I'll be there in 4 years, you know, blah, blah. But I'm sure she went through some type of depression. Like, you training for the last 4 years and all of a sudden you can't go.
It's possible.
That's what I was gonna say. When he was saying this not a team sport, you know, she had to get out there and show her best face regardless to how she was feeling. Same thing. I still got motions to argue. We still, as you know, individuals got to show up and go to work when we're not feeling our best selves. I still got to listen to clients boo-hoo about their problems when I'm like, my problems are here. Your problems? But at the same time, so it's not like just athletes face that. We all face that. And so for someone to go through something that requires some type of counseling or mental health, you know, kind of spurt where you kind of like, you got to evaluate whether or not you're at your best self and whether or not you're capable of performing at the level that you're used to performing, then we all kind of have to take an evaluation, a stock of where we are and if we're capable of being our best self in this moment. And if she didn't do that, if she didn't do the work in this time she had off, like she said, if she just, you know, if she spent that time depressed and not working out and not running it out and putting it into her craft, then she had no hope of beating people who have been this whole time dedicated to excelling at their craft. So, you know, it's not necessarily that she didn't take the experience seriously, but you have to do the work. And if she didn't do the work, then she didn't get the results that she was looking for.
You know, what I didn't like though was it seemed as if there was a lot of people who, it's almost like they took delight in her failure. And they can say that they didn't, but you know, people make memes, you know, like we see like, you know, boxers will get knocked out and they'll make tons of memes about them. You know, an athlete will lose, they put the crying Jordan face on them and everything else. And I think that, you know, there is some trash talk that goes with, you know, being a star athlete. But, and this is the conundrum that I'm in, and Arika and C, y'all can let me know what y'all think. I think there's a way that we carry our women versus how we carry our men. And I do think that when you're talking about a young athlete, whether it be a Sha'Carri Richardson or like Angelo Ball, like when he made his mistake when he was overseas and he was got caught stealing, you know, there a lot of people had a lot to say about them, and he didn't really get a lot of slack. You know, a lot of people say, well, you know, he was young, he's a young man, he should have known better, but there wasn't a lot of slack given to him, especially not like they gave to the white boys who was at the one Olympics, was down in Brazil. You know, and they was grown men, and they kept calling them kids. No, y'all not kids. We're talking about, you know, young adults here. So is it fair for us to treat like the ball kids, I'm just using them as an example because they're young men, right? With criticism where we don't cut them any slack versus Sha'Carri. I had women say, I hear what you're saying in terms of like, okay, you want to treat women with more kindness and more regard, but how are we going to have equality if you don't treat us like you treat the men? What do y'all think?
I completely agree. And I remember that Lochte situation where those swimmers were running around doing whatever they wanted to do. And I think that it goes back to that superwoman, super strength thing that we kind of attribute to Black women. And then it's like we hold them to this impossible standard. And then when they, don't meet that standard, we feel like it's free game to just go and discredit them mentally, physically, emotionally. Just, well, she should have did this and she should have did that. Nobody that I have ever met has put in the type of work, energy, and dedication that it takes to become an Olympic athlete, to even be in the room with Olympic athletes. So for people who sit behind their monitors all day, eating McDonald's and whatever else, making memes, discrediting and attacking
You sure you
Olympians.
ain't a Republican? Like, see, you kind of sound like Trump, like the 400-pound guy behind the computer.
I know, man. I've been in the room with an Olympian. So what?
Okay, y'all not about to keep coming for C just because she a Republican.
Exactly.
I feel like y'all always got to throw that out there. None of these politicians care about y'all,
Nah,
so we just gonna stop attacking her over her.
But they keep just donating their vote to the same person because they have been for so many decades.
Go ahead, my bad. See, I'll back down. See,
Yes.
She's getting red.
See, you talking about should we stop attacking Black women, and then here you go.
Hey, the last time I got that look from C, the last time I got that look from C was when I forgot to record the show.
Why was I just thinking that? I swear I was just thinking that. I promise I was.
We had like such a great show. It was like, wait, what?
It reminded me of that part on the watch where she was like, "Oh, I forgot to forward the phones," after they were sitting there waiting for like 30 minutes. We're all done talking about I forgot to hit record.
But what you think, C? Is it fair? Is it fair to criticize women like we do men?
It is fair to criticize women like you do men, but no one does. That's the thing. You compared her to the Ball brothers, and people laugh at them and make fun of them. The little one, I guess that was caught stealing. Like I didn't really see much past.
That was the middle son.
Man. Oh, that was the middle one. Okay, I didn't see much past like maybe a couple days worth, and I didn't really see anybody making fun of him. It's just like with her being a Black woman, it's really just they don't like the personality. They really just, they look for any reason to attack Black women. It's the way she talks. It's her nails. It's her hair. It's, just everything about her. So yeah, you can treat women athletes the same way you do men. You just don't. I'm not saying you personally, but people don't.
I think
a hell of a point.
Yeah, you definitely made some good point. I just think in this situation versus the situations that we talked about, Ball and Lochte and so forth, if it would have been different. I think the narrative if they had some off the field mishaps and then went out and performed poorly. And so I think that's part of it too. So, a lot of times if it doesn't affect what's happening on the field of play or on the court or in the pool or on the track, people don't care, point blank. So when it comes to affecting her performance, meaning that because of it's like a domino type deal. She had the incident at the trials. And so because of that, she wasn't able to go to the Olympics. I mean, she wasn't able to train. She didn't do the work, like Erika said. So it's like a domino effect. So if she had went out and won the race and then went out stealing some stuff or went out and beat some people up, I guarantee you the backlash wouldn't have been the same.
But they critiqued her look before she
Yeah,
even
it
found
was
out.
bad.
Yeah, we
But
did the whole show on that. We did do a whole
I understand, but I'm talking about, so what are we talking about here? Are we talking about critiquing their look or her or this? Are you talking
Well,
about in
that's what I'm
general?
telling you. He asked us, is it okay to critique women athletes at the same capacity or same level that we do men athletes? And Rika and I are saying absolutely. But I'm saying that's not what happened.
Okay, well, and
Never.
if you're talking about that, yeah, because the way that our society is set up, you're right. Women are always going to be critiqued for their looks. Men aren't.
Black women.
Well, so
Black
but
women.
not even just that, but
Yeah,
these
let's
men
put it on
went
it.
out and
Black
committed
women.
crimes
Black
against the
women.
state. Like all she did was smoke weed.
Yeah, I don't
She
like the way
wasn't
she talks.
stealing from local stores. She wasn't
Right,
out here
but
beating up people in the streets, like
but people don't
locking
care about
in
that.
the ball kid. Like she's not out here harming an actual person. She had
Yeah.
a rough day and she smoked weed, and we're literally comparing what she did in the privacy of her own home to these kids out here committing actual crimes that they had to be prosecuted for.
Yes,
And that
we are.
alone illustrates how hard we criticize Black women
It don't
compared
have
to
nothing to do
other
with Black
people.
women.
It
Again,
does.
it
She
doesn't.
smoked
Again,
weed. They committed
no,
crimes.
I understand, but the thing that she got criticized for wasn't smoking weed, because a lot of people say I smoke weed, right? She got criticized for violating the rules of her sport, basically, quote unquote, cheating, a performance enhancing drug. That's why she got criticized.
Weed
That's
ain't
supposed to be
nobody's
a performance
performance
enhancing drug.
enhancing drug.
Hold on.
Weed is
Wait,
the
hold on.
most
Again,
dangerous,
like I
down
mentioned,
to east
One
next
second.
drug I
One
ever met in
second.
my life.
One second.
like I mentioned on
We
the
talked
show,
about it. We talked about it last
it's a
time.
masking agent.
Weed could be a masking agent, right? We could be a masking agent, and it
We
does
did.
violate the rules. And
Is it really though?
Yep.
that's
I
what they
mean,
say.
we discussed
Listen,
it.
we
We
listen,
did.
listen. Me and Lab believe in science, so yeah, we're gonna go with that.
And so we
You
don't
know,
believe in science. We
pop,
just
pop, shots fired.
We believe in science.
I'm not even going to go back to the last show, but the last show.
But here's the other piece, though. But here's the other piece. A lot of the criticism talked about how she should have known better, right? Now, here's what I think was fair. Here's what I think was foul. When they were those dusty ass dudes on the internet were talking about her nails, talking about her hair, talking about how her body looked while she was running, like her physique, that was foul. There's no question. Yeah. That was foul. Now, for her to smoke the weed, whether we agree with weed smoke or not, I don't have no problem with it. It still was not allowed, and she did that, and it kept her from performing at the biggest stage for a track athlete. It kept her from doing that. It did. So I think the criticism for that was fair, even though we said, "Hey, listen, she's a young woman who just lost her mother, a mother that, from what you could tell, she didn't really have the best relationship with. So that may compound a lot of stuff that she was dealing with. And I think we all agree she needs better people around her. She probably needs some PR training. She needs all of that, right? I think all of those are like fair criticisms. They are. That's fair critique. I don't know if criticism is a word. It's fair critique. So, but when the memes that I saw, the commentary that I saw, it was real, like wagging your finger, real patriarchal. It was, borderline. The memes kind of was like, still showing her in unflattering positions, unflattering where she didn't look the best. You know what I mean? I just didn't care for it because it seemed more mean spirited, and it seemed more like, okay, we want to grind her to the ground, we want to grind her to the dirt when she's at her lowest, and I just don't care for that. I don't care for that for a young woman because, I'm a parent of women, of young women that age. And to be honest with you, I don't think it should be done to young men, college age men either. I don't think they deserve that treatment either. I don't think the criticism that LeBron gets is fair. I don't believe it. I don't believe in it. I think it's whack. And I just think it is, it becomes too much. Now there's some people that say, hey, listen, we're just talking trash. Some people talk trash that way. You know what I'm saying? There's groups that I'm in, that's what they do. They talk trash about people. They talk trash about Ben Simmons not being able to shoot a jump shot. They was relentless about that, so that's what brings us back to the question: when is it fair for men and when does it become foul for women? So that's why we talked about that. But anyway, talked about the Olympics. There's another form of Olympics going, the Hood Olympics. Hey, y'all seen these crates? Y'all seen these crates all over the internet?
Man,
What's up with the crates?
Who hasn't?
who started it
hasn't
though? Like,
seen
who
it?
just said, I'm gonna get some crates?
Yeah.
Wait
and
a
set
minute.
this up?
Who had that many crates
Yeah.
at their house?
Right. Where
I
did they
ain't
get
seen
them
the
from?
milk crate since the
Grocery
80s.
store.
I ain't seen the milk crate since I was in high school, and they had, hey, can I get an extra milk? Can I get an extra?
Wasn't that the
chocolate milk?
80s?
That's the last time I seen the milk.
She dating you. She dating you, ain't she? The 80s. Yeah.
All right, she got me. Yeah. Yeah. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
So confused. I was like, where did they get these milk crates?
This is what's so dumb about it. This is what was so dumb about it to me. Had it been people like my son's age, like young men, young women who, if they fell, they could kind of bounce back from that. I was seeing people who was like our age, older, looked like they was drunk, like they just been like, hold my beer, and went up there. And I'm like, you ain't got no business up on that joint. You ain't got no business on that. And I was like, okay, this is a one-time thing. You can't even go on social media without saying this anymore. It's like everywhere, and I saw just yesterday, I don't know how true it was. Somebody sent me a clip. They said a woman here in Dallas died. She fell off one of the crates and hit her head. I don't know how true it is, but they say it happened. So what y'all think? What y'all think about the crates?
That's the universe. That's Final Destination.
Darwin.
Death came back around for her.
Man, it's people do everything for clicks and likes, man. So everybody recording it. And that's where once you see somebody else do it, then you're like, I'm gonna do it too. Just try it, man. I saw one where it was a dude climbing, and this young kid just came and kicked it out from under him.
I saw that one too.
And I was like, dang, wanting to hurt him. You know what I mean?
Like, when we was growing up, we never would have thought about doing that.
Yeah.
Did you? I mean, when I saw it live, I was just like, I paused, like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
An adult would have literally punched me in the back of the head. If I even
he wasn't even like a young adult though. He was like probably
he was old enough to know better.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
he should have known better.
But the fact that the kid felt like he could do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That kid was old enough to have been beaten a few times in his life.
These kids don't know how to stay out of grown folks' business.
Man. Hands, literal hands.
Speaking of like people who probably shouldn't be doing this, check out this clip. Can y'all see it? Check out this one. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if y'all can see this dude is, doesn't have his name.
I'm not with you tonight, Marv. No, I'm not. I'm not doing it. I'm not.
He got cut short on his attempt.
You did not just say he got cut short. I'm not playing with you today.
Yeah, I'm not. It's tough out here, y'all.
That's ignorant. Why would you do that without warning?
So check out this clip. A lot of this is going on in the hood, but we all know what goes on in the hood. Check this out. So he's doing pretty good. They got a lot of crates on this one.
Yeah, he got a little farther than the other ones.
Check this out.
He's confident.
Got a blunt in his mouth.
That's what I was gonna say.
Whoa. He got shot. Sniper. Now, what? Did he for real though?
What that noise?
Were they shooting at him?
The noise.
That was in Shreveport. That was in Shreveport.
Red dirt states. I don't do them red dirt states.
Man.
Dirt don't look right. I don't stay.
And this one, I mean, this one right here, this beware. You turn your eyes if you get a little squeamish. But again, we talked about we talk about people who ain't got no business being up there.
Right, he grown.
Check this one out.
Ooh.
Was that his leg?
Yeah.
That was his leg.
Ooh. was kind of like, what was
that? Was
this?
Alex Smith.
Wait,
That
what
was
happened?
Alex Smith.
Ooh, I was going to say Dak, but yeah, you're right. Alex Smith.
Oh, yeah. So folks
Did I
ain't.
miss it? Am I that guy?
No,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think
You need to get
so.
your glasses on because you dang near in the
Yeah,
screen.
you squinting too hard. You squinting too hard. For real.
Basically, he fell off and his leg snapped.
Yeah, you're probably glad you didn't catch
He's
that
probably
one.
glad you didn't see that one. Yeah, his leg snapped. So
Yeah, see, that's the ones that I mean, it's I don't know. People are just dumb. That's like a dumb tax. So
Yeah.
now he's probably off of work, gonna have high hospital bills, all just trying to show off on the internet
And disability gonna deny him because he did it to his.
because he's on
For
video.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
he's
can't
on
get a
video.
hospital
There people
bed.
doing it in high heels.
Yeah, I saw
I
that.
seen that. People doing it.
The one, I saw a girl who did it in high heels.
Function in high heels
Yeah,
these
she made
days.
it all the way across.
I saw one dude. I think I had sent it to Marv, but he had, or I put it on your page or something, Marv. But he had went up and he had fell down on his face, and he gets up and he's kind of like stunned. He kind of knocked himself out, and his whole side of his face had dirt on it. It was
Yeah, the
like
Mexican.
a whole.
No, one of the first ones I saw, there was somebody's nana and she fell off and they was fixing her wig on the ground. I was like, Nana, get up.
Well, I think it speaks to one thing though. Whatever we do becomes the hot thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
everything. Yep.
We're trendy.
Whatever
Did
we
y'all
do
see
becomes
the white girl do it?
Which one?
They had a white girl doing it, and she had like the Bed Bath and Beyond crates, so they were like bigger and wider and more sturdier. And she still fell. And she still fell.
I saw one where she
Listen.
was using her hands. She was like,
I'm not gonna, she
crawling up.
was. And I'm not gonna lie to you, the whole time I was like, this motherfucker better fall.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
They done gentrified the crates.
Yeah.
Not today they didn't.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though. What today is? We're in the middle of the week. By Saturday, I'm ready for the crate thing to be done. Like it's
I was ready
Yeah.
yesterday.
But see, you know what though? It is to me, it kind of speaks to, like I said, people do clicks and likes, and it's kind of the same thing where we talk about Sha'Carri though, honestly, because I can't imagine being an athlete or a person in the spotlight, period, let alone in this day and age where everybody's trying to one up you with a funnier joke or a funnier meme at your expense, man. It's tough on out here on people, man, for real. And people losing their lives over clicks and likes on TikTok. I saw a dude, apparently he had not jumped out. He was on the Grand Canyon or something, trying to take a perfect angle shot on TikTok or something. And he fell to his death, man.
That's happened a lot.
I don't be on TikTok. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's.
Meanwhile,
Is that real?
I'm like,
You sure that's real? That was like some face.
No, that's real. Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he's probably the first one on TikTok, but I don't think he's the first one that happened to. I think that has happened multiple times.
That remind me of Faces of Death. Y'all remember Faces of Death back in the day? Y'all remember that?
I remember. Yeah.
So there was a movie. It was kind of like I guess like a documentary series or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was called Faces of Death. And see, you remember the video, the video store that was right on 29th Street? What's that? 29th Street across the street from the Taco Bell. You could only rent them from there. And you were supposed to be like 18 and up, but of course they would just rent them out to you. And basically it would just show like people like dying, like getting eaten up by bears or getting shot. Or remember when we were in college and they came out with banned from TV and were showing people
Jackass,
like whatever.
Yeah.
It was that.
Okay.
Yeah. So we seen like real life Faces of Death on TikTok, which is crazy.
See, like, no, I don't remember the 18 and up video store. I don't remember that one.
No, I don't know. I don't remember it. Y'all know I'm still not like a real movie or TV watcher though. So.
Oh, okay. I got you. But yeah, I don't know what's up with these crates, but I'm ready for it to be over with. I don't know where these cats stealing these crates from. Like, where you get? I know you
gotta be stealing them.
like, where are you getting them from though? I've never seen so many milk
where
crates
you buying these
before in my
crates from?
No, they're clearly not. They're not buying them.
They're
They're not buying them. They're not buying them.
Yeah, they're going like Laugh said to the back of the store and they're stealing them.
Yeah.
And then listen, I've had a fair share of Hennessy in my day. But if one of y'all came to me when I was off my Hennessy and was like, walk up these crates of Rika for $5. I'd be like, bruh,
No.
what? You
Hey,
gonna have to at least come with a number that's gonna cover the medical bills when
Man.
I fall my drunk ass off these goddamn crates.
Right.
But,
It's just
you
silly.
know, I kind of could see it for youth. I mean, because people in their youth do stupid stuff.
No.
But these grown folks, so that's the one I'm talking about. I mean, because
I've only seen grown folks.
Yeah,
I
that's true.
seen some a couple young, but they was clearly drunk, and they both
Oh, okay.
bust their head. So yeah.
Yeah, I've seen nothing but older people that know they shouldn't be walking up there.
Yeah.
You know who I better not see? Not man child that I birthed
Oh yeah.
walking up no crates, especially not the little no arm bandit.
You
We gotta
got a
build day
gymnast
that
though.
said
You got a
her-
gymnast. She got great balance.
We got to build a day that said $34,000
hey,
for
hey,
her arms and
if
knees.
anybody should be doing it,
And
it should be her. That's what I'm gonna put my money on. She the one
Me,
got
me too. Me too. The balance beam ain't but a third of that's width. Yeah.
Can
she
you
good.
put your money somewhere else?
Hey, but
I
speaking of money, I guess Boosie got his Boosie bash going on in Atlanta. Boosie giving $1,000.
Sounds
Boosie giving
I'm sorry,
$1,000.
what?
Boosie is giving $1,000 to whoever can complete the crate challenge. Boosie giving $1,000.
He never does nothing productive with his life.
$1,000. Oh, man.
Did you not
Okay.
just hear me say $34,000?
Yeah,
for
I
two broken
exactly.
arms?
I'm like $1,000.
That's one bill.
Man.
That's just one. That's not all the bills.
Yeah.
That's not all the places. That's two
Yeah.
different hospitals.
It's tough.
No.
I
We're
thought
so
Boosie
excited about insurance now. Every time they take money out of our check, we like, what? Thank you.
Hey,
Guys.
hey,
Yeah.
All those years we never used you. This is why.
man,
Exactly.
man, I'm getting my exactly.
Exactly.
Because no, $1,000.
Right,
You see all the
1,000,
people
man.
hitting their heads.
I'm good. I'm good.
Most people that fall hit their head.
Now
Yeah.
Now I'm brain dead forever. But I got $1,000.
But you got
So
$1,000 on it.
congratulations.
Pass it
Hope
down
you
to the
use that to
family.
move into the home you're going into for forever
Hey,
on
I
disability.
ain't gonna lie to you though. If I was young and me and the crew was there,
That's what I said. Young people
hey,
are gonna understand.
somebody gonna try it. We in Atlanta,
Yep.
bash. Somebody in the crew gonna go up there and try to do it so we can go to Follies for the lunch and make it rain.
Day shift.
16-year-old drunkarika be
Yeah.
all over them crates.
That's what I'm saying.
I
That's
would've
what I'm
never
saying.
tried that.
We're gonna make it happen. But anyway, I think we talked about it enough. Appreciate y'all for checking out the show. Hey, we made it over 200 subscribers. We're like at 204. So now it's on the road to 300. So we get to 300, we good. We got a solid following.
$1,000. No,
Yeah,
Don't even
Hey,
be
I
lying to
guarantee-
y'all.
I guarantee following us is a lot safer than the crate challenge. But make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Man Listen Show. And make sure you subscribe to the show on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. Give us a thumbs up, leave a comment. We'll holler at you next time. Peace.
Hey, for real though, Boosie's rap snacks are legit though.